Hello. I'm back with another video, and today is going to be a bit of a different video than normal. Instead of the normal 2s, 1s games, I'm going to be doing a regional recap video. So if you don't care about RLCS or competitive, you can tune out now. But if you do care, then let me know in the comments, and I'll do these for every single event from now on. But yeah, I'm just going to be going through our latest event, and wow, that was a horrible challenge. But going to be going through the latest event, talking about each series, how I felt, what I think about the other teams that we played, stuff like that. But yeah, okay. Our first series, the event, we played KCP, which is Aqua, JNAPS, and Eris, and they're a team that has underperformed so far this season pretty badly too. They missed the first event and barely made the second event, but I think that they have quite a lot of talent on that roster, so didn't want to underestimate them, but we're going to be super confident in any matchup, but especially that matchup. And we handled that series pretty well. Wouldn't really call it particularly close. I'll show the series score, game score on screen right now, but yeah, 3-0. Only one game went to OT. I wouldn't really say it was close. We pressured them most of the time. Like I said, pretty good team, but don't think they played to their individual abilities so far. Especially Aqua. I think Aqua's actually still really good at the game. He just never tried to fully pursue pro play. But yeah, we handled business that series, 3-0, and after that we were top 12. In our second round, we played Gen.G. I was actually somewhat worried going into Gen.G, probably more than I should have been. I think they're a team, I'll probably say this about a lot of teams, but I think they're another team that has played below their mean. I respect all three of those players and think they're very good, but they've gotten an 8 and a 12th so far, which is definitely not what they should be getting. If they can perform to how they play in scrims and execute their play style, well, I definitely think they're a team that can at the top. But same with our first series, we didn't drop a game, handled business, went 3-0 sweep. The games were all pretty close in that series, honestly. I think we had an OT or two. I think only one OT, but the games were all pretty close. We kind of just pressured them, though. It didn't feel close, personally. Like, it felt like we were kind of just rolling them most of the series. We just had the ball in their half the whole time, taking shots. The only time that they really scored were just on, like, counterattack plays. Like I said, all three great players. When they execute their play style well, I think they're a team that could beat anyone in NA, but they just haven't been doing it so far. But we did handle them 3-0, and after that series, we moved on to the top 6 matchup, which we played series that I'm showing on my screen right now. Complexity. I'm only showing from game 4 onwards because, honestly, we started this series fairly slowly. I think I have a lot of respect for, I guess I've said this about every team so far, but especially Complexity, I have a lot of respect for all their players. Diaz is fairly new, young, really good at 1s and 2s, and I think this was by far his best event so far. I thought playing against them, he felt like their best player. Okay, wait, stop track. Look at this goal that First scored. It was just in. It was just in and First stole the goal, but it was an insane double. He had no idea, like he had no way to know it was in. It was just, I don't know why it was in, but yeah, he stole the goal and it was an insane double. All right, back on track. But yeah, Diaz, I think he showed a lot in this regional. Played by far his best Rocket League so far in pro play, and I think he'll just continue to improve. And I also have a ton of respect for TR and baseball, but all great players. And this is a team I wouldn't say we've been struggling against, but I wasn't completely confident against them, like as much as most other teams. However, I always think that we're the favorites in most series that way. And went to the series, once again, confident, and we actually lost the first, I think, 2 games. We went down 2-0, and it wasn't particularly close. I think the games were both close, but usually a player can tell, like, even when certain games are close, if it's like I said about our Gen.G series, close games felt like we were kind of just rolling. It felt like that against them the first 2 games. Close games, but it felt like we were getting kind of rolled. And Actually, I think game 1 we did get rolled, but game 2 was close, and it still felt like we were getting rolled. And game 3 comes along. We actually did win this game. We trolled really hard on 0 seconds, but we still took the win in OT. I think a pretty long OT. And I still, this game, I still didn't feel like we were, especially me, I started the series extremely slow and didn't feel like we were playing how we could be or should be playing. And so, down 2-1 the series, the game I'm currently showing, I believe we lose in a pretty long OT again. Very close game. Conceded a lot of goals that we shouldn't. I think that was has been the story of our, season so far. We've kind of just been conceding way too easily on defense. Just not calm enough in certain situations. Our comms may become too panicky. Stuff like that, but yeah, this was the first series that I think we actually started to put some things together. Towards the end of the series, we closed out really strong. All felt really comfortable. I started to feel a lot better individually too. I think First and LJ might have as well. I know First felt really great in the series, but he had a great series, and we ended up taking the win. Kind of steamrolled them game 6, and game 7 I had a nice closeout shot, which I was super happy with. But yeah, this is the first series where I think it was definitely our best win of the season by far. It was a very close series, and it just, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of going in circles here, but like I said, just I think we felt like we put it together a little bit for the first time. Still didn't play up to what we know we could, but definitely more than in most other series. And yeah, after we won, it was really, really important for our major odds because we got a top 6 in the first event, which was definitely not what we were looking for. We lost to SSG in game 7 and NRG in game 6, and I actually think we maybe not should have, but definitely could have won the NRG series. It felt like kind of a troll from us, and we were out at that event super upset with our performance and just knew we could play better. So this felt good to get a top 4 and be on the easier side of the bracket too, because we were on the opposite side of now Complexity and NRG after winning that series. And after we won this, we were on to top 4, like I said, and we played Team Evo. And the other side was Complexity versus NRG. Our Evo series probably didn't go how we thought it would, honestly. We started off, same thing I've kind of gone back to before, winning 2 games, but 2 games that didn't feel as comfortable as they should have, especially Evo is a team that kind of sidetracking again. Sorry, this is probably going to be not completely cohesive, but this is my first time doing this, so I apologize if I'm rambling at certain situations, but yeah, Evo is a team. It's Speed, Relating Wave, and Arju. They're all from EU, and they're a team that moved over for school, and they're actually 5th in major points right now. They've been playing a lot better than I expected them, and I think everyone else expected them. I think Arju is a really great player. Same with Wave, and honestly all of them, but they just play super fundamentally well, so we definitely went into that series underestimating them a bit. I think we thought it was going to be pretty easy, and it was not at all. We won the first 2 games somewhat handily, but still didn't feel as comfortable as we would have liked. They called timeout, which apparently timeouts always seem to win team games. I feel like every time a team calls out a timeout, they always win them. But called timeout, they won the next 2 games. They were just demoing our 3rd man and catching us out a lot on defense. We went back to what I said earlier. Made a lot of defensive mistakes. Just giving up goals that we probably shouldn't have conceded, just making it way too easy to score on us. But we still won the series 4-2. I actually felt like I felt very individually good that series, so I was pretty confident going to the finals. So after we beat Evo, the other semifinal, like I said, Complexity versus NRG, and here will be the series score. Complexity got 4-1. It wasn't particularly close. I think NRG has beaten 1 in games against Complexity this season. They've beaten them twice in the top 4 match. But I'm pretty surprised by this. I think that I rate Complexity very highly as a team. We, especially after that win, we're confident against them. But I think they're I'm surprised. I know how good NRG is, but I'm surprised that NRG has had such an easy time taking care of business against them. And I thought it'd be closer, but I think that either Complexity might have a mental block or just like, it's NRG, kind of a fear factor situation. Or maybe NRG just counters them playstyle wise, but yeah, Complexity just, they got 4-1. So after beating Evo in the semis and NRG winning the other semifinal against Complexity, we were playing NRG in the final. And we actually liked that matchup. I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but we felt like we kind of trolled our first event against NRG. I thought we should have won. We like, same thing I've said, conceded a lot of easy goals, but we were really confident going to the match. I think we felt pretty good after the Evo series. I've actually always felt really good against NRG. I think our record, again, just strictly against them last season, showed that, because for some reason we could only perform well against them. Me, Jack first, I think had a positive record against them at the end of the season. I think we were 4-3 total against them in series on LAN, and I think we were 1-1 against them on LAN and 3-2 against them online. So we were pretty confident against them last season, and just couldn't beat anyone else. But that's a different story. But yeah, we're fairly confident against NRG. We've been scrimming well against them. I feel like we're always pretty comfortable against them. And we start off the series like the Complexity one, pretty slow. We go down 2-0. I think game 1 was a 1-0 game. If I might be wrong, but it was a close game. Scoreboard wise, same thing. Didn't really feel too close. Game 2, however, we got kind of rolled, but we started 2-0, so I think we probably thought we should have won that game, because really, we shouldn't be throwing a 2-0 lead in a game like that. We were just giving up stupid goals, kind of conceding way too easily. But yeah, and after that, next 4 games, I think 3 of them went to OT. We won 2 of them, brought it to Neo Tokyo. After feeling pretty good against Evo, I didn't have a good series. I played pretty badly. I think it was probably my worst series against NRG in a while, so definitely want to improve on that for the future. But definitely didn't play my best against them. I thought this was NRG's best series, like, personally, playing against them. I thought it was the best that they've felt all season. I don't think they've been playing to their past level so far this season. I thought both of us played pretty not great in the first event when we matched up against each other, and I felt like it was just a lot higher level of a series. We ended up losing 4-2. I would say it could have gone either way. They were the better team, but we fought back in the series. We started to play a lot better after the beginning. So going forward, we're just going to be focusing on not having super slow starts, because against the 2 teams that we really want to have great starts against, Complexity and NRG, we went down 2-0, which is just always hard to fight through, being down 2-0. So we need to improve on that for future tournaments. And the second place, it puts us in a good spot for the major. We're never happy with not winning, because that's our goal, to win. NRG played well, props to them, but we, of course, want to make it our goal to win. So going into the final event before the major, we're in a good spot for the major race. We are currently 2nd in points. I think 1 ahead of Complexity. So we just need to take care of business and place well. But obviously, like I said, kind of repeating myself, but goal is to win. If we win the event, we would be 2nd in NA in points, and we would be in a pretty good spot, like, confidence-wise, because I think we feel like we've been improving every single event/series so far. So going into the final event before the major, we want to win that and have some confidence going to the major. But yeah, that's probably gonna wrap up this video. Kind of a shorter video, different one than my normal ones. So if you guys enjoyed, I apologize if I was rambling. Kind of hard for me to formulate all my thoughts first time doing this. So if you think it was horrible, you can comment that too. But if you liked it, let me know, and I'll see you next time.